Dear colleagues and dear friends, we come together in sadness and solidarity to pay tribute to our fellow UN family members who perished on Sunday. In doing so, we also remember all the victims of the air crash that claimed so many lives, including civil society partners and humanitarian workers. And we send our deepest condolences and heartfelt wishes to their families and loved ones during this extremely difficult time. With our condolences also to the people and the government of Ethiopia. But the very nature of a tragedy such as this is something that we should be able to think about. Our colleagues were in many ways a random group. They were from many agencies, with many areas of expertise, from the highest level of the hierarchy to all kinds of functions within the UN, and coming from all over the world. Yet, together, they also were a mirror of the United Nations. They really represent what United Nations is and the best of the United Nations. Women and men, some in the beginning of their careers, others closing in on retirement, but each on an individual mission, but at the same time together representing our larger quest, doing their part in solidarity with all of us to build a better world, brick by brick, deed by deed, day in and day out. As we continue their mission, let us reflect on their lives, let us honor their service, and let us be inspired by their extraordinary example. And I ask all of you, please, to join me in a minute of silence, paying tribute to the colleagues that we shall never forget.
All right, so a minute of silence being observed there. The Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, speaking shortly after laying a wreath in memory of those that died in that fateful crash last Sunday of the Ethiopian Airlines. 157 people on board, but many of those were actually members of the United Nations representing various agencies. And so the United Nations have taken this opportunity today just to remember their fallen comrades, and the Secretary General there saying that whilst they were all on individual missions, they were very representative of the United Nations body, men and women, young and old, doing various works and deeds, but collectively doing the good work of making the world a better place. Yes. And this is how they've been remembered.
Yes, indeed. Of course, he also said that they shall never be forgotten due to the work that they had been doing, of course, for the United Nations. That, of course, coming out from New York, where the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres was laying a wreath, of course, as we said, in memory of those who perished during a crash, of course, in Ethiopia.
Well, we go to the other side of the world for another tragedy where condolences have been pouring in from around the